What's up, everybody? Today we're checking out Ram Man from the new Eternia branch of Masters of the Universe. Let's jump in. Starting out on the reverse side this time, I switched it up on you. It's like a crossover. We're going to be looking at the artwork first. I am a huge fan of everybody involved making toys, not just the companies that box them in factories and ship them out, but the people that do the first sketches, all the illustrations and drawings, the beautiful paintings. I mean, I love all of it. The sculptors, shout out to everybody making toys. Shout out to Classic Concepts. It's super dope. I'm a huge Ram Man fan. Never had him in my collection. When I was collecting He-Man toys in the 80s, or when my mom was collecting them for me, he was a hard character for me to come by. Never had him, and I had a used He-Man, but never had a new one, because he was another guy that was hard to find, for me anyway. So, in the wave that we have here, I am going to get Buzz off, and I have a couple of fakers. Was never a Merman or Grizzlor fan, but shout out to their fans, and shout out to them. Quick observation on the background here. He's got two guys coming up on his 6. I don't know if he's worried about that. And let's check out some of the other art. Another shot of a cheesy Ram Man. His other 2 head portraits there in the shadows there behind him. Pretty cool. And a look at the window. He's standing really tall for Ram Man, but what I think is standard size in Masterverse. We're going to check that out together. He's got those 2 additional head portraits. This one looks more like the traditional full armor helmet. This one I'm not really familiar with. At least it's not coming to memory at all. So if you can help me on the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to check out some videos right after I wrap this one up. This armor piece here looks so awesome. I'm not familiar with it again on Ram Man. I don't have the classics version, but I wish I had it, but I can't afford it. But it looks very, very familiar. It looks like just a really beautiful piece, and I'm excited to use that and check that out. Looking at Ram Man before we get him out, I'm interested to see how the knees are going to work. You know, because I don't see joints there at all. So are they still going to bend? Is it more of that springy stuff? We'll check it out. Let's open them up. Wow. Wow. Handling him, taking it out of the package. His legs feel great. This stuff is so gummy. Man, it is so cool, man. I'm geeking out over it. It is really chill, man. It's not a spring mechanism in the legs. Thank God. I didn't want to say that in the intro, though. But thank God. I was never a fan of that. Wow, this is so dope, man. Wow, so you do have that thigh cut. Man, wow, that just feels so chill, man. And while I'm here, let me just show you. He does have... Oh, look at that. There's spring in his knees. That's cool. Both of them? Wait a minute, is that supposed to happen? Hold on a second here. Is that supposed to happen? Yeah, well, it's happening with this one. Is it the plastic? Is it this rubber gum making that happen? I think so, because it comes back slow depending on the angle. Wow, that's really bizarre. Is that like a unintended gimmick? I think it's an unintended gimmick. I think I just got it to go fast by chance. This other leg is just moving, boy. Wah! 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 You know, I could rock with that. I could rock with that. I don't feel a mechanism in there. You know, I could rock with that. That's like a kung fu kick. Wah! It's Ram Man. That's interesting. He doesn't have the spring, but he's got a kung fu kick. Very nice. I'm digging all that. So these are all just initial impressions, and I'm like, wow, my first Ram Man. No, that's not true, because I have the Origins Ram Man. And one day, you know, maybe one day, the classics. This is so dope, man. This is so dope. Just checking them out here with you. I love the deep red, and there is a black wash. A little bit of a faint black wash there. Digging that. It's not just a, you know, a plain bright red. Very, very nice. I am digging that. This piece seems to have pegs that might come off. In the back, nope. 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 So I'm not going to pop those. But you saw the peg there, right? See it? Let me see if I get my finger out of the way. Right there. There's one on either side. Man, he feels great in hand too, man. Hefty, so dope. I'm digging this guy, man. I'm really just kind of like admiring him. He feels so great. And his base, look at that base, man. Awesome, man, awesome. Nice little skull there on the belt. I like that dark steel, really cool. More of a metallic bright silver there and on the shoulders. Really nice, man. The boots, black wash, weathered brown leather look. Steel toe, so cool, so nice. This is so freaking cool. And the fact that it's not open anywhere and the green just goes all the way up. He looks like he's wearing some bizarre stockings. Cool, and you can feel the leg underneath, you know? Really nice. And you do have, like I said, swivel at the thigh. And wow, look at that swivel at the boot. So cool, man. Great rocker. Let's look at toe down. Toe down, toe up. Wow, great toe up. Really dope, man. I like the proportion of his skidomi, his head portrait, you know, compared to everything else. I like the breadth and the width here of his shoulders. Really nice. Digging it, man. Digging it, digging it, digging it. Let's look at articulation real quick since we're here. We're going to get full swivel. We're going to get down. We're going to get up. We're going to get tilt. Really cool. We're going to get, whoa, a beautiful 90. I like, you're going to get rotation. It's going to be hindered by that, you know, so you're going to have to flare out, use your bicep swivel. Nice. I like the sculpting there. That's unique on that bicep. Pretty cool. I like that. You've got the double jointed pinless elbow. Really cool. You've got the rotation there at the horizontal fist. You got rotation and swivel at the waist. Swivel at this really, look at that. That is a dynamic diaphragm upper torso swivel. Look at that. Very cool stuff. At the legs, they're stout. You get that much, which is probably a little better than 90 degrees. And you got the swivel there, like I mentioned, and we took a look at the boots. Let's look at the legs before I forget. So we've got what feels like a double jointed knee. On this side, something is making it kick forward. It could be this, and it probably is, because this has a decent thickness to it. I want to say it's about the thickness of a quarter, this ply of plastic, you know? But it does feel like a double jointed knee with a thigh cut and a boot cut. On this side, it feels like the same leg. But when you do this, it comes forward slowly. So I don't know if it's, I don't know why the plastic on this side, and it's the same thickness, I don't know why it would act differently if the rubber is what's kicking it forward. I don't know. So I look forward to seeing some more professional reviews, maybe from Foosh or Pixel Dan or Toy Bro or whoever. But yeah, very exciting. Let's look at our friend's accessories. His axe, which has a nice metallic finish with a touch of black wash. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. I'm digging that. This is also a horizontal hinge on these large, open weapon holding hands. Very cool. Close-up look there at the armored head portrait, and you see how the blue steel matches the chest harness. I like the sculpting here on this really wild skull, and it just looks great. Shout out to the sculptors and the designers. On the back, we have this really cool axe holding piece. And there we go, right? So he can carry his weapon, reach back for it with his arm. Really cool. You're not gonna get that pose out of this figure, I don't think. Let me give it a real genuine shot before I say no. Yeah, you're not gonna get that. He's just bulging everywhere. But we checked. Really cool. I am digging this tanked out Ram Man. Holy mackerel. Tank Ram Man. Ram Tank Man. Well, I didn't make that name work. He looks tough. He looks tough. I'm digging it. And that blue steel is working for me. Oh, wow. There's an orange key in the back of his helmet. Wow. You know what? So I don't even know what that's for. I don't know what this is a reference to, this orange key. right here on the back of the helmet. Help me out. But then again, I'm also going to be watching reviews in a little bit tonight. So yeah, so at least something matches with the orange. But very, very nice. This portrait, which also looks cool. Probably would have looked cooler with the harness. But we're going traditional for this themed comparison. Let's go. And we'll start out with the new Eternia He-Man. I swapped out the 80s retro Origins head just because it looks so dope. And I really do love the look of this particular He-Man, the Viking He-Man, they call it. And we can see that he is taller, but our Ram Man figure here is still probably coming in at 7 inches. I mean, if this guy's 7.5, 7.25, you know, so he is a big Ram Man, but because of the proportions of his armor, his head, those massive arms and hands, and the stout legs, he does still have somewhat dwarf-like proportions. Not that Ram Man was a dwarf. I know he wasn't, but to me, he looked like one. I'm going to bring out Stratos, who is a more recent release. I think this came out in 2023. Really, really dope. Love that figure. And I don't usually have figures with their accessories on, but in this case, I'm feeling that mask. It is so dope. I'll also bring out Too Bad. And that is a dope figure. I'll give us a close-up of this. That is a really dope figure. I love the purple. There's wash all over the place. It almost looks like it is scaly skin, but the wash gives it that extra touch. Really, really dope, man. Everything about this figure is so dope. And I'll also share with you a pop and swap custom that I did with the new Faker. I got a little bit of wobble going on up here, but I can work with that at some point. I've used the Orko scarf, and I put Orko's head on that. Close match on the ears. And I think it looks cool. I call him Orko Man. You know, if we could pretend, make believe that Orko had to go like an infiltration mission into Snake Mountain, he chose to use a humanoid body for the mission, right? How dope would that be? He'd just have to cast a spell over the head portrait to hide his true identity, you know, because they got the rest of this working for him. So cool little custom, at least I like Orko Man. The Dark Lynn figure. One of my favorite figures from 2023 so far, no question about it. I think my favorite new addition to the MOTU universe, Dark Lynn, no question about it. So heck yeah, we got her in the house. Final thoughts on Ram Man. I love him instantly. You know, I would have to think of a ranking, but I definitely say he's in my top 5 of my Masterverse collection, and I've got about 50 figs or so. I don't know, like that. No question about it. I love him. The engineering on this figure, the way they did the soft plastics, especially around these legs, they kept the real leg underneath. No gimmicks involved. I don't know how this is a Kung Fu right leg. It might just be good fortune going on here because of the thickness of this rubber. But as we saw, it didn't work on the other side. So not sure if it's intent or not, but it's great. It's an absolute great effect. I love it. You saw it with your own eyes. I love all the wash that they've applied on the boots. You got a little bit on that deep red. You got a lot of it on that metallic armor up top, also on his helmet. Wonderful figure. As always, everybody, thank you so much for taking some time out to share the experience of collecting toys as an adult. And I hope you're able to keep coming back and share some experiences too. Until next time, everybody, thank goodness it's playtime.